Men in Blazers here in Bobley's Panic Room. Big day of football, Rog.
The day of reckoning for Gerias.
Oh, bad day for Nigeria, for Algeria.
Not related.
For any kind of Geria today, Rog. Very, very bad day.
Yeah, Niger River. In native language, it's called N-I-G-I-R.
Yeah.
Meaning river gear.
Yeah.
Algier from Algeria. Not related, just coincidence. That Europe 2, Gerias
Gerii.
0.
Well, yeah.
Hello, fellow adherents of Tariqoism.
Yes, hello, fellow adherents.
What a day!
Shalom. Yeah, what a day of football, Rog. Only 10 teams left in this World
top
Cup.
10.
USA top 10.
Top 10.
In the World Cup.
Copas.
6 teams through to the quarterfinals, Rog. We've got some amazing quarterfinals coming up. I mean, Brazil, Colombia. Can't wait for that one.
Intercontinental.
France versus Germany.
We're not allowed to
mention anything about that. But we can go back to 1982, Rog.
Yeah, we can talk about that.
That penalty shootout.
Great World Cup for backstory.
Yeah, backstory.
Having a heck of a good time with those FIFA writers.
Yeah. And Holland, Costa Rica. It's going to be a cracking quarterfinal.
Those two countries have been going at it like cats and dogs for generations.
That gives us the World Cup of bald men and the World Cup of CONCACAF Thunder all in one thing, Rog. An amazing matchup.
Almost too much.
Yeah.
Too much backstorying there. Let's talk about this Germany game, because we have just watched it.
Germany 2, Algeria 1.
No pleasure from watching an incompetent, vulnerable Germany. I want that to make that clear.
None. Roger,
I'm objective.
When it was 0-0, and the Germans were missing shots all over the place.
Yeah. Frankly, I was just scared of Michael
wasn't enjoying it at all.
Michael Ballack seeing just how much I was enjoying it, so I pretended not to enjoy it.
He did come into the green room at one point, and he looked very unhappy.
And then he watched that free kick where the 5 German guys... By the way, my kid plays football under 11.
Yeah.
And their coach, who's a wonderful man, instituted this free kick move, where he'd have like 4 or 5 of the kids line up behind the ball and then one after the other jump over it like trick dogs.
This is under 11?
Under 11 football.
Yeah.
And I watched it several times. It's quite a serious level of football at major kind of East Coast tournaments.
Yeah.
And I finally had to say something where I was like to the coach, it's embarrassing. You don't see anybody. You don't see any of the other teams do 5 little kids with a 5th one at the back waiting to just whack it. But 4, like, they're going beep, 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 and then jumping over the ball, next one over the ball, the next one over the ball, the next one over the ball, and then a guy whacking it. Big surprise. And I said, it's embarrassing. This is not real football. You don't see real footballers doing this.
Until tonight, and it's Germans.
Last time.
Germans.
They've done it twice this World Cup.
Taking free kicks and falling over. It's a comedy hit, Rog.
They've clearly
it's clearly hilarious.
Who said Germans don't have senses of humour?
It's hilarious. Muller will then fall over.
Harold Lloyd is very
and we
funny.
will miss the goal.
I realise now that Yogi Low has been scouting East Coast under-11 football.
Yeah.
But the big takeaway from this, apart from how terrifying Michael Ballack was when he watched that, he just looked at it and what noise did he make? I can't even make that noise.
It's kind of like the throat singers of Tuva or wherever they're from. That they managed to make 2 tones at one point that come out of the back of their throats.
He's like Bobby McFerrin. I'd love to hear Michael Ballack. We should get Michael Ballack to sing "Don't Worry, Be Happy."
Yeah, he could do it.
He could do it. Don't worry,
the
be
throat
happy.
singers of Tuva. I
can't say happy in German. Heurig, is it? Don't worry, be Heurig. It was an amazing noise. It was like 3 men inside of him screaming to get out, and then he just stormed out the green room, and that was that. But today was the day, Davo, in this World Cup, this Copa das Copa, more than ever, when the smaller teams played the bigger teams, and they played them, both Nigeria and Algeria, the Gerias, they played them without fear.
Yeah, without fear. Although it's tough when you take that, when you talk about smaller teams, and you're talking about France and Valbuena, arguably the greatest small in the world, is playing for them. It kind of gets confusing. Well, you're right, the smaller nations did very well against the bigger nations
Some of these nations are so obscure, Algeria, that the BBC, the radio commentator Chris Waddle, the great Chris Waddle, great player in his day, he kept referring to Algeria throughout his commentary as Al Jazeera.
Yeah, and at the same time, we're reading a tweet that Glenn Hoddle,
another
former English player
on BBC television,
is also calling them Al Jazeera.
How weird was it to watch Al Jazeera play Germany?
Yeah, Algeria.
Al Jazeera and an impotent Germany. I mean, they were like England in disguise in that white shirt for a long period of time. They were playing the ball square all the time. There was no frontal kind of movement. There was no kind of the intelligent pass and move football that we saw against the US in the opening 20 minutes. And by the way, hats off to Algeria. This shouldn't be, the narrative should not all be about, wow, that was a terrible German performance. You're
right. It should be Algeria pinning them back. I mean, Germany obviously hurt by playing 4 centre-backs at the back, Rog. It means they had no speed on the flanks.
Which is
Algeria, speed, speed, speed all day. I mean, just running, aggressively pressing for the entire match. I mean,
the sweeper keeper,
yeah,
the great outfield star for Germany. They insisted on playing Lahm, this brains. No one doubts Lahm as a tactical genius and an incredible footballer. But when you are hurting across that back line and you have a world-class stock of midfielders, Kroos, Schweinsteiger, Khedira on the bench, it almost seems stubborn of Jurgen Löw to insist that Lahm plays there while you're playing Mustafi, who is a Everton reject. He couldn't even get into the Everton team. Had seemed poor in his first game, seemed really unsure in this second one until he went off.
And certainly this was unpopular in Germany, and certainly unpopular with certain German analysts who may or may not be working currently at ESPN.
It's the old tension at international football about whether you pick a system for the players you have, or you demand that the players insert the system that you have in your head, and you stubbornly sit to it. But it was such a vibrant start by Algeria. They were all pace, they were all hope. That German backline looked slow. Feghouli just ran at them and ran at them. Germany had been shut out in 3 straight first halves at this World Cup, which is an unbelievable statistic. Everyone started delving back to when was the last time Germany haven't made the last stage. Do you know when it was?
It was 1938.
We just started podding, Davey.
Yeah.
We'd started podcasting. The internet had not been the internet had not been invented yet, but we were still podding. At Thunder JS says, at many
They
Blazers.
weren't invited in 1950, Rog, to the World Cup.
Naughty. Why were they not invited, David? We can't say. We're not allowed to talk
about
that.
that.
The at Thunder JS said, bold move by Jurgen Löw to deploy Neuer as a central defender. I'd always thought of him as more kind of the goalkeeper type. But they were vulnerable, Germany. They were incompetent.
Yeah.
It was almost as hard for me to understand or see what I was, what I was seeing. It was like I still can't get my head over, and we'll talk about this, a unified, happy France. That's mind-blowing.
Oh, we're going to get there. But it wasn't only at the back, Rog, and it wasn't just how they were kick-starting their attacking play. It was also right up front, how continuing, we saw this against the US, how wasteful they were.
Muller,
again and again and again.
He was unlike a Muller.
And once again, we should say that, the low sock. I don't like the low socks, Rog. But once again, we should say that Algeria defended superbly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not only because he's named after an amazing Barry Manilow song, but Mandy, again and again, I loved Mandy, getting in there again and again and again.
This whole World Cup just seems to be product placement for Barry Manilow's greatest hits, which is available now on iTunes and Amazon. And young people of America, if you do not know who Manilow is, because I was talking to some people came over at breakfast, and GFOPs came over at breakfast
when
today
you made the Manilow reference.
Talk to us, and they said, we do not know who this man B. Manilow is. You're missing out. He's quite unbelievable. And Barry Manilow, if you're watching this, probably playing in some cocktail lounge somewhere in Arizona.
No, in Vegas.
Quietly
he's
just
huge
swabbing
in
it.
Vegas.
He really said, that makes me happy.
Huge in Vegas.
He's a man that deserves to still be huge.
Huge in Vegas.
I don't know what happened in the extra time period. The Germans looked manic in their little huddle. I actually thought I saw Muller put a walking Brazilian spider down his own shorts to try and just change things up, Dave. I can't be sure, and I'm going to have to look back to the replay.
Look at that.
But then Shirley came on. Great World Cup for Umlaut.
Chelsea's Andre Shirley.
26 goal by a substitute at this World Cup. Kopadas Kopas, the most ever of all time.
And it was a good finish, Rog.
It was a great finish, David. A little flick. Maybe it didn't come off quite like he meant it.
Oh, I think he meant to bounce it right into the turf off that very wide leggy leg back heel thing.
2-0.
Bounce it into the goal.
2-0. Cupcakes don't lie.
Yeah. Until the cupcakes lied.
Yeah.
And then it was but you were 2-0, Rog.
Yeah, I was 2-0.
I was 1-0.
Yeah.
1 goal difference with your 2 goals scored.
Yeah.
once again, combine the cupcakes.
I wanted to do a little dance.
Combine the cupcakes, and our cupcakes are right again, Rog. There was a 2.
You always managed to take the pain away, Dave.
There was a 2 and a 1.
At KK Gelquist with a great question for all GFOPs, and you'll like this one, Dave.
Oh, I love questions.
Big question of the day, tactically. What would happen if you combined Muller's socks and Alexis Sanchez's shorts?
Wow, that would be a lot of leg. One could definitely say that.
It's football's version of Commando, David.
Yeah, it is.
And we got a lot of pleasure looking at just a camera, an ISO cam of Yogi Love.
Oh, my
He's
word.
amazing. Again, the football was not always great today. In fact, it was, from a German perspective, looking for a signature win, looking to send a signal to this Copa das Copas where everybody's flawed. But you could say this performance was a bit Brazilian.
Yeah. Yogi Löw said before the game that he was irritated by all the talk of
so irritating.
Yeah,
all the talk of 1982, and he, frankly, he looks like he needs a haircut.
It does.
He's got a little bit shaggy.
We actually asked, what does Yogi Love look like? Yogi Love look like a lot of Peter Gallagher as Sandy Cohen from the OC. At Clay Dalton, he looks like the bad guy from every cheesy 80s movie. At Capital Y, he looks like a Hammers Bond villain with his identically dressed sidekick. My favourite of all, Davo.
Teutonic Don Draper.
Yeah, Anton Chigger after shopping at Banana Republic. Old country for no country
Talking
for
of
old men.
lookalikes, Rog.
Talking about no country for old men.
Paul Carr blows your mind. Said Paul Carr blows your mind. Say what? Paul Carr blows your mind. Said Paul Carr blows your mind.
You know, somebody said that you have to say you know at the end now.
You know.
Make it even more
Paul Carr
American.
said, you know.
You know. Let's get some microphones for this man.
It's a lot to remember from my pigeon-sized
Just
brain.
Nap says.
Okay, there we go. It's
Paul Carr look-alike. Paul Carr is
Carr.
Guy Fieri.
He's
a slightly more flamboyant Guy Fieri, having had a lobotomy.
Yeah.
Guy Fieri with a lobotomy.
I'm not sure how I feel about that one.
Yeah.
I still like Young Stalin. Look it up. Young Stalin is still my favourite one. So it was a bad day. You've got to talk loudly, Paul. It was a bad day for Algeria, Nigeria, any Gerias in the world.
Rough day for Gerias.
And 2-0, France win. 2-1, German win.
Yeah, recapping.
But I feel as though you're about to blow our mind.
Well, you know, this is not
more perhaps than you've ever blown our mind before. No pressure.
This is not an advanced stat. This is not, a super next level sabermetric something or other.
Okay.
But to me, this is the most amazing streak in World Cup history.
Okay, this is good.
Germany has now reached at least the quarterfinals in 16 straight World Cups.
Yeah.
16 straight.
I'm numb below the waist.
Every single one since 1954.
Paul Carr makes sure numb below the waist go numb.
And they were not invited in 1950.
Right, 1950.
We're not allowed to
really
talk about that.
Why were they not? Can you tell us why they weren't? Why were they not allowed?
We're not allowed to talk about it. But in that's amazing. 16 straight.
I mean,
World Cup.
They don't stumble at any point. And since '86, that means you've had to win a knockout game.
Yeah.
So there's no stumbles.
Yeah.
Brazil stumbled. They lost to Argentina in 1990.
Yeah.
You can't get a bad draw. You can't make a mistake. You can't lose the penalty kick lottery.
Yeah.
Every single one since '90, they're in the quarterfinals.
They're consistent with a K.
What did you think of the free kick where Muller intentionally fell over?
I
thought it was unintentionally hilarious.
On purpose. And hilarious.
Yeah, it was. That was both. You're right. It is the comedy hit that's sweeping the world.
John Candy.
Oh,
it's so physical comedy with a K.
Deadpan.
Okay. Paul Carr, thank you, Paul Carr. Blowing our mind. Say what?
16, you know. 16 times in a row.
Yeah, at least the quarterfinals.
Are we just a little bit tired of the Germans always being so good at the World Cup? I don't want to say, don't tell me.
I'll say this. I was until really 06. I feel like they kind of changed the way they played, much more interesting.
Yeah.
And since then, I've really personally enjoyed their style.
Yeah.
Who was the man who changed their style?
Jurgen Klinsmann.
Oh, come on, Rod. Nice
Foreshadowing. We are going to talk about the US, but we want to thank Paul Carr, PCarr, at PCarr ESPN, one of the great follows on Twitter.
Young
He's a
Stalin.
wonderful, wonderful bloke. And I'll just say, I think he's having one of the sleeper hit World Cups of the 2014
He's the Costa Rica of this World Cup, I would
They
say.
allow him on the set of Last Call now.
Yeah, he sits
but they
on...
do not yet, as of yet, have not sung his theme tune, which
yeah, we'll have to work
we're
on
concerned about that.
upsets me. And I'm going to have words with High Priest Tariko about that, if you don't mind. Do you mind if I bring it up?
You may speak on my behalf.
Yeah, you've not sat on the chair yet, though.
They leave you on the puff.
They leave you on Marcotti's puff.
I just give the stools.
Yeah, Marcotti's puff.
There is a hierarchy.
Right.
And whoever is on the puff is
The
like,
poof.
Low end of the totem pole right now.
Yeah, the poof. Okay, great.
All right.
Thanks so much,
Thanks,
Peacock.
Peacock.
Good show.
Thanks, Peacock.
Peacock. What a bloke.
What a blow.
What a bloke. We're going to deal very quickly, Davo.
16 in a row. My
Let's
God.
deal very quickly.
That's irritating.
We're France,
Rog.
David.
16 in a row is irritating.
I'm going to put this down and go with
Okay,
that.
sorry. Go with your regular mic.
France.
Yeah.
Le Patten.
Oh, Le Patten.
Just
Crap
remind that.
in one World Cup.
Yeah.
Amazing in the next. They
Yeah.
win it, 1998. Crap in 2002. 2006, what do they do, Rog? They get to the final. 2010, crap, they go out. What then happens? Le Patten.
Oui, oui, oui.
2014, they're good again, Rog. Thanks, Wando.
Thanks, Wando. Wando's got the flu today, which means we'll have the flu in about 15 minutes. Le Patten.
Le Patten.
Vraiment.
Tout.
I got to say, seeing a harmonious French team,
Yeah.
it is as astonishing to me as watching Italians who fight without doing that slappy thing.
Oh, I love that.
Or unpleasant, impatient, arrogant Scandinavians. It was brave.
Yeah.
It was organised. It was phenomenal from the Nigerians, who were a shade of the team they were at the Confederations Cup, where they were just a hot mess. I felt terrible for them. They truly deserved to get something
I
out of
thought
it.
they're a little unlucky. It was technically offside, but I thought that was very close call in that with that goal that they scored.
Some big questions for you.
Yeah.
Who would you prefer on your team from this World Cup? Two great midfielders, obviously leap out. We knew they were great beforehand, but I think they've reinforced it and have now become coveted kind of trade bait, particularly for English Premier League teams.
Are you going to say Pogba and Valbuena?
No.
Okay.
No. Pogba.
Yeah, okay.
Or Vidal. If I could tell you, I can give you a Vidal or a Pogba. Would you want a Pogba or a Vidal for your team to build around?
I think I'd take a Pogba.
You would.
I think I'd take a Pogba because more Europeans have done well in the Premier League than South Americans. Of course, there are exceptions, huge exceptions, like Suarez, who've been amazing Premier League players. Some of the Argentinians have been phenomenal. But I'd say, on the whole, I would say I'd take Pogba. He just looks... Whoa,
second question.
Big boy.
How many Valbuenas are there to a Pogba? It's like Fahrenheit to centigrade, dollars to rupees. I don't know the answer to that question, but with Valbuena...
2.2 real to the dollar. I think it's around 2.2.
With Valbuena, France started with the ideas, the intelligence. Nigeria just kept coming at them with their counter-attacking ferocity, targeting the weak fullbacks of France. But Valbuena, he really kind of controlled the game in the second half. Once they'd taken off Giroud and replaced him with another small... Valbuena, they say he's 5'6", David.
Oh, in heels.
But we know he's smaller than the corner flag, Petit Velo.
Yeah, le Petit
Velo. Where does he rank in your all-time smalls list?
Well, I mean, he is high on that very low list.
Yeah.
In terms of small footballers...
Yeah. Let me throw them out.
Okay,
Gary Coleman, Spud Webb, Hervé Villachez, 1, 2, and 3 for me.
Oh, really? They're above Valbuena for me.
All Ewoks come above Valbuena.
Yeah.
I'd have him there, and then Tyrion Lannister, and then Napoleon.
This used to be great. I used to love Sammy Lee. Do you remember that little pink? It's always very, very red, very white, and very pink when he got hot. Sammy Lee played for Liverpool.
Sammy Lee,
in midfield. They used to sing the song. He's short, he's round, he bounces up and down. Sammy Lee, Sammy Lee. I think Valbuena, we need a song for him. We need a short, celebratory
if you can fit
song.
If you can fit this lyric to a tune, it would be great. It's not the size of the velo, it's the motion of the ocean. That's what I think of when I watch him. Massive game.
Yeah.
Obviously, Matuidi's challenge and on Nazi's injury changed the game. Then bringing on Griezmann for Giroud made the team kind of purr.
Yeah.
France hit the bar. It seemed like Nigerian Warlock was dominating. But it was not to be, Davo. Off go the Jurias. Off go the Jurias. We have to have a quick word about
Africa.
Goodbye, Africa.
Goodbye, Africa.
Bonjour, Afrique.
Yeah.
And goodbye. May you not be forgotten like Luis Suarez will not be forgotten this World Cup. His statement today, Davo.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful statement.
I deeply regret what occurred. Oh, he's now changing his tune a little bit,
Yeah,
Rog.
the Liverpool PR team have...
I apologise to Chiellini. I vow to public that will never again be another incident like. Is he speaking like Yoda? Right. Chiellini suffered the physical result of a bite in the collision he suffered with me. Oh, that is like...
That sounds
he went all the way there, and then he just pulled back at the end.
Sounds like, to me, in this statement... It sounds like the Barcelona PR team and the Liverpool PR team have been like, Louis, we kind of like your work so far on this, but we've got to change it up a little bit. It sounds like Bill Clinton wordsmithing from the Suarez camp.
Can I just look
at Big Me's, I did not have mandible relations with that man. At Hey It's Noah, it's basically his defence, according to Hey It's Noah, a wonderful bloke.
Yeah.
Hey It's Noah, what a bloke. He says it's basically Suarez's defence. It's basically the Bart Simpson defence.
I'm swinging my arms, and if any part of you should get in the way, it's your problem. Yeah, that's so true.
Oh, well done, Liverpool Football Club's PR department.
Chiellini suffered the physical result of a bite in the collision he suffered with me.
Yeah, it happens, dude. It's Vlad the Impaler.
It's a third-party bite. It's a bite, which is a third-party bite that has no relation to Suarez. It was a bite that was the inevitable
Massive game tomorrow. We will not be sleeping till Salvador, America.
Yes, Argentina versus... Oh, no, you're talking about the United States men's national team versus those... Belgians.
I tweeted out today, watching the juries, I said the big difference for me in this World Cup is that almost every small team, when they play a power, they take the field with no fear. Will the US do it tomorrow?
Yeah.
I got a lot of very funny tweets being, which is the power tomorrow? Is it Belgium or the US? But a lot of Americans were like, Belgium are not a power, we're a power. Belgium
is a pouvoir.
Remember back in May when they came to Cleveland? Yeah. And they wiped the floor with the US team. Yeah. After that game, it was 4-2. It could have been literally 27-0, but they completely packed in playing after about half an hour. They were playing as if they were on roller skates, and the US team literally had weights around their ankles. I spoke to Tim Howard, a very dejected Tim Howard, right after that game. And he said, there's a quality gap. There's such a quality gap between us and them in almost every position. And I said, Tim, how long is it going to take for this quality gap to disappear? And he shook his head, blew out his cheeks, and he said years. Years. I said years plural. He didn't say years singular.
Nevertheless, néanmoins. Yeah. However, Rog.
Yeah.
There are reasons for us still. You know, we have great optimism about this game tomorrow.
We do.
And yes, man for man, do not underestimate the Belgians. Man for man, they are a fantastic football team.
Courtois never lost as a starter.
And as a squad, they've got squad players. They have injuries. They've got some issues. They've got so many good squad players to choose from to go and play.
As individuals.
Yeah, amazing individuals. They haven't ever quite come together as a team. And that is the great hope.
Which is what the US are.
The US.
Absolutely
the US
and completely.
Team.
Michael Bradley, please dominate. Yeah. With a Josie is the big question. Josie declared in a very nice graphic from US Soccer Today. And if you do want to hear more from us on the Belgium-US game, we taped a bit from Sports Centre, which I think is up on ESPNFC.com.
Yeah, definitely go and take a look at that.
But with a Josie, Davo, sure, he says he's fit. He's been gobbling the horse placenta. Maybe they've been putting on some of that magic water they rubbed on Neymar the other day.
Yeah.
Would you play a man who has been very unfit and just kind of trained properly for the first time today?
ESPN FC had a poll, Rog.
Yeah.
They asked this question. 53% of respondents said no. Only 47%
Huge number of
said yes. That's
fans.
like delegates in my head.
Fans they have. What would you do, David?
I think you've got to play Josie if he's fit. If he's fit, you play him. If he's marginal, you don't. But if he's fit, I think you play him. And the reason is, and anybody who's played FIFA, or any beginners at FIFA like me, I'm not a very good FIFA player, Rog, but you need somebody to hold on to the ball so that your midfield players have time to get into the attack. And just those extra seconds that he can give the US with the ball retention, he can receive the ball with his back to goal, he can hold on to it, he's a target. It will give the US midfield, particularly I would say Jones and Bradley, Rog, an ability and the wide guys to get into the attack.
I don't think they have a choice but to play him. I mean, you look at the 29 touches Clint Dempsey had against Germany, which is his career low in a US jersey.
Yeah.
He's got to throw on Josie Altidore. The honest truth is it's a massive risk, but it's a risk I think Jurgen's got to take. I mean, watch Diego Costa throwing on for his club, injured. In the Champions League final, limping off after about 8 minutes.
Yeah.
By 8 minutes, we should be 1 or 2 goals up anyway, David.
Definitely.
Probably a risk worth taking.
Okay.
Belgium's coach, Mark Wilmots, still not got the team together. We love his nickname, Kamperschwei, War Pig. Found out today his other nickname, Davo, Le Taureau de Dongelberg.
Oh, yeah, the what?
The Bull of Dongelberg.
Oh, that's not quite as catchy.
Has any human being got more amazing nicknames? Get me my War Pig.
And bring me the Bull of Dongelberg.
Oh, me my War Pig.
War Pig. Bull of Dongelberg.
We asked you to name the movie. This Cool Runnings kind of Mighty Ducks movie, David.
Oh, yes.
You gave us thousands of responses.
Yeah.
We're going to issue a patch to the winner. This patch.
Yeah.
This patch of honour, David.
Yeah.
I must say we got thousands of great responses.
Yeah.
Do you want to read some out there?
Yeah. I tell you what I quite like. I quite like Hood River Duck, Locks, Jocks and Two Broken Noses. I thought that was quite clever, Rog.
Yeah.
And No Country for Bald Men. That made me laugh, but that's more about us.
I like Jermaine Jones' Diary by Kimberly Mitchell.
That's very good.
Patrick McMahon, The Game of Jones.
Yeah.
Phantom Specialist, We Came, We Saw, We CONCACAF.
At Gwozdilzilla, All the President's Kinsmen. It's quite
Jared,
clever.
at Jared Schneider, Waiting for Beckerman.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. Pablo 59 Jr.
Yeah.
Give Me Liberty or Give Me Group of Death. Quite a good one, Davo. At Brat, HNJ. This is probably my winner, Davo. 22 Men and a Baby.
That's brilliant. 22 Men and a Baby is unbelievable.
And a patch also. I'm going to give another patch to at Alex85.
Yeah.
You could not write a script like this. The script.
That's good. That's excellent.
Alex and Brat HNJ, email us your postal address and we will send you by Toucan the special World Cup patch created by GFOP, the great Ian Hutchison. So tomorrow we will not be sleeping tonight. I am already tingling. Absolutely tingling, Dave. We're going to do previews for the US game in which we will predict, spoiler alert, who is going to win tomorrow's game between the mighty, mighty top 10
But we're not going to predict.
World Cup
the
USA.
Cupcakes are going to predict it, Rog.
We're going to let science speak, Davo. I'm pretty optimistic about what they're going to taste like.
Really?
Yeah, but I know all across the nation there are thousands and thousands and thousands of Americans who likewise will not be sleeping tonight. All we can say is courage, dominate, be strong, stand tall. It's going to be a great day. I think there's been 4 games the US have played at this stage. They've won 1. All I'd say to you is just savour every single moment you have. It is a unique experience when this great team of ours plays a round of 16 game, and whatever the outcome is, I feel we've won. I feel we've won this one.
There is no I in team, but there is in Belgium.
Courage.
In the face.
Kung Fu fighting America.
Stay in charge.